Ritchie. Rich.
Hey, Joe.
Hello, Johnny.
Tennis used to be played with bare hands, and it's a really old game. Yeah, it's 16th century. So we're talking 1500s. It was wildly popular in France. It was called Jeu de Paume, and it was originally played by monks in French
it's cool.
with their hands.
You'd have to make the court smaller.
Game of the palm.
Yeah, you think so, John? Yeah. You don't think people are slapping with their hands, 30 feet away?
Make the court smaller. It's a fine game. It
kind of sounds like ping pong with hands, but
yeah, it almost reminds me of Newcomb, which was like basically volleyball, except you catch the ball and you throw it. It's like
I love Newcomb back in the day.
Different way to do the thing. All right, so that's kind of like what the Eagles thing is, if you really get down to it. Different way to skin the cat on offense, and that's what they're going to try to do, at least with a coordinator. The question is whether they actually do it with a different real scheme. So let's get into it here today. Really, I guess both sides of time are on the table for you to react to, meaning time gone by, looking back, and time that's up ahead, looking forward. So whichever side of the ledger you want to discuss, what happened and what you think could happen moving forward, phone line's wide open for you, 215-592-9494. I'll start with the looking back. I think the biggest thing that hits me, and there's a lot that hits me, but maybe the biggest is just a wasted opportunity. What a wasted opportunity. This was a season when they had the chance to repeat. And, it took 25 years into my adulthood for there even to be an opportunity for a Philly sports team to repeat. That would, of course, be the 09 Phils after 08. So this team had a shot, and they blew it. And, it's incredible when you consider they really did have a Super Bowl caliber defense, which I did not see coming, but they rebuilt it on the fly very effectively. And they had what I'd call an all-pro caliber offense on paper, but it didn't manifest. They were relatively healthy. Obviously, you had the two guys banged up all line that kept playing all year in Cam and Landon. You had Lane, who was clearly injured. You were hoping to get him back. But, you still played a playoff game with 21 of your 22 starters. In a football world, that's unbelievably healthy.
Isn't rest the thing that matters most?
No.
No. Now it's not.
No, I didn't say it's the thing that matters most. I said I think it would help. I do think it helped. I think they ran the ball better with rest. But, and they had a wide open leg. So they blew it. They absolutely blew this incredible. So it's a tremendous disappointment, and really it's aggravating. I don't know if it's more disappointing or aggravating. I think it's more aggravating because of what the opportunity was. But they blew it. And so here we are to pick up the pieces. Look, you can respond to what was. 215-592-9494. Then there's what will be. Let's get to Jalen Hurts. Yesterday, locker room, Kevin Petullo. A lot of reports saying he's going to be out. A lot of reports saying he's done. Maybe that happens as soon as today. Here's Jalen Hurts when he had an opportunity to endorse or not endorse Petullo yesterday. Clearly, he did not. Here's that exchange.
Kevin Petullo, do you want him to come back as the offensive coordinator?
It's too soon to think about that. And like I said, I put my trust in Howie, Nick, and Mr. Lurie.
What about AJ Brown? Would you like AJ?
AJ and I have talked. We're in a great place.
Last one.
Maybe y'all can talk to him and ask.
So
it's too soon to think about that. Did you see the Lamar Jackson interview immediately after the Ravens game when he was asked
I'm not sure.
essentially the same thing about John Harbaugh, whether he wanted John Harbaugh to stay in Baltimore, and it was sort of the same. Deflect. I just finished a game where we lost. We didn't want to lose. I can't think about that right now. It's too early. Look, Jalen had an opportunity to say, I really like Kevin Petullo. Right. We work really well together.
He didn't believe
the offense. No, exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't sell him down the river, but he would prefer Kevin Petullo not be the offensive coordinator last year.
Can I spin that back on you, Joe?
I think that's really smart.
Because you are the one who's like, they only run the offense because of Jalen and all that and what Jalen wants. Jalen is out there saying, I don't want this guy.
How about that?
Like, what does that say to you about how they run the offense based on Jalen?
Well, okay, it's a great question, James, because I had two main points written down before the show. So let me address point two. Point one was, looking back, they wasted it. Point two is, here we go, guys. This is my message to everyone that wants Petullo gone and the whole thing. You're going to get your wish. If you want this offense reinvented, you may get your wish. I don't know that you will. The reality is Petullo ran the same offense that Kellen Moore ran They just didn't have health. No,
Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen are good play callers.
No.
This is Nick Sirianni's offense.
No, but it's the same offense.
No, Nick Sirianni's offense is what was run this year. Nick Sirianni was complicit with Kellen.
Well, I understand that, but it's
It's
the same offense they've been running for 5 years. They just didn't have.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
You got a different play caller. You got a different play designer. That makes a huge difference, Joe.
They didn't have healthy offensive linemen to run through.
That's true.
And overcome Jalen's deficiencies.
Which
that's
further clouds the picture.
That's what happens.
Nick's bigger role in the offense started in the beginning of December, right?
The bigger
that
role
doesn't matter to you?
No.
Nick's bigger role in the offense.
Had a bigger role.
He went public with, I'm going to insert myself in those meetings. He left it up in the air. Was he even calling plays? I don't know. I know that what I saw on the sideline of this last game was Nick nodding in agreement as the play's being called.
Yeah, I know.
This play that they toiled over to be one of the dumbest play calls I've ever seen in a playoff game.
Sirianni's always been
with
involved.
The game on the line.
Always.
Nick Sirianni is in charge of the offense with Kevin Patullo calling the plays. So now he's presented with this unbelievable situation. Hey, Kevin, I got to let you go, man. Even though I was doing the offense, even though it's my fault too, even though you're to blame and I'm to blame, I got to let you go.
Well,
and I got to place the entire blame on you. Our routes still, I don't care what you say, the routes don't suggest. We don't have hot routes. I don't care how many times you pretend the offense is complex and complete and creative.
Don't you know why that is?
You have no idea why, Joe. You have no clue.
I know exactly why. They don't believe.
It's too simple. It's not enough to win, and that's a problem.
It is enough to win if your offensive line is healthy and you can run the ball. It's the same offense as 2024. They couldn't run it. They don't.
You have to adapt. Andy Reid has changed what he does 8,000 times over his career.
Go for it. That's my message.
And this team's scoring. Hold on. Stop it.
No,
this team's scoring dropped 5 points this year.
Okay, guys,
5 points.
Guys.
27 to 22 points.
All right. You're going to find
out. Our rushing, yes. Our offensive line was banged up. That does not mean they can't block to save their lives. And that's what we saw this season. Our rushing per game, 179 yards, drops to 117 yards per game. That's not just the play calling. That's not just the offensive line being hurt. It's a mixture of both. We'll all agree on that. But the fact remains, this head coach is an offensive guy. This was his offense. He told us, even though we try to forget it, that he had a much bigger role in the way this offense was designed and called starting in the beginning of September. That was prior to the Chargers' overtime win.
November, you mean? You said September. That's the beginning of the season.
Yeah. It was beginning of December 4th, December 8th, something like that. And it's still not good enough post then. I talked about it yesterday, the idiocy that we witnessed out of that timeout. That's crazy. And again, after his insertion in the offense, was that Bears? Bears was the end of November. That's 15 points.
Yeah, beginning of December.
Chargers is beginning of December. That's 19 points. Bills, that's 13 points. 49ers, that's 19 points. I don't see an uptick. I don't see improvement in the way this offense was called or designed. Actually, it just seemed the same.
Well, I told you it was the same. That's what I said 5 minutes ago. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get a new coordinator. You may get something else you want, which is a reinvented offense. I am predicting to you, if you do, it will fail. And it will fail because Jalen will fail it. That's my prediction. Now, you might agree, you might disagree.
The guy who outplayed Patrick Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls
you might agree.
Is going to somehow torpedo the offense when it's properly called and designed.
John, has it dawned on you that they
I disagree.
Has it dawned on you they may consider that he can't do more?
Has it dawned on you that you aren't in those meetings and you don't know what he's saying?
I actually do know.
You don't know what he's looking at?
They don't want to give him more. But listen, maybe they'll just say, let's, hell with it, let's go for it. And then you find out 2026 if you can do it, and then, away you go in the future.
Do you think he's done getting better, Jalen Hurts? Because Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all these quarterbacks, it's the whole you can't blitz them. They've seen everything. Yeah, they've seen everything.
Yeah, was Tom Brady the same quarterback?
No,
when
he was a much better quarterback in his 30s than in his 20s.
His first time is
Jalen
when he
works
took
so
him to 7.
hard.
James, if he doesn't run,
I think you assume that he's a finished product. He's 27 years old.
If he doesn't run,
he needs taught properly.
And
this offense needs to be led by guys who know they're.
Look, I hope you guys get your wish.
From a hole in the wall.
I hope you get your wish, just so we can find out. I mean, go for it. I mean, really, honestly, go for it. But it's not going to work, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but in my opinion, it won't work if you try to do something different. The only way I think this thing can really work is you just run a lot behind an offensive line that's healthy with a great back. And by the way, Jalen has to be part of that, running. And if he doesn't, then, what's the point?
Which is part of why we've gone and won Super Bowls, because he can do the running.
Yeah, but he chose not to.
Because he can do the throwing and he can do the running. He can do the offense.
Why didn't he run?
Because that was an idiotic group, and the entire team was deflated.
You don't think he was part of runningless?
I don't know. And how do you think you know? You're not in those meetings.
Because I watched
you
the team
don't
play football. He chose to run less.
And you don't know what you're watching.
Okay. 215-592-9494. What do you make of it? The Hurts thing, the Sirianni thing, the Batula thing, the past, the future. There's a lot on the table. Joe DeCamara and John Ritchie. It's 94 WIP.